What is up? Welcome to the show. What a day it has been. Holy crap. What a roller coaster. Up, we were down, all around. Alright, I think, to get us started here, I think Michael Saylor summed it up best when it comes to these tax or capital gains tax increases that the Biden administration is talking about, and just what that means for our space. So here, I'll play a little
I can't
Michael
just
Saylor.
tax all the Bitcoin in California. It'll move to Wyoming. It'll move to Singapore. It'll move to Malta. And at the end of the day, you can tell everybody to go fuck themselves. You can put it in your head, memorize the freaking key, right? And it's here. And then, the classic Bitcoiner response is, oh, yeah, my Bitcoin, I lost it in a boating accident. You ever heard that phrase? It's kind of a trope, but what it means is, at the end of the day, if you push me too far, I lost it, it's gone, sorry.
You're right.
Tax that. I can't just tax all the Bitcoin in California. It'll move to Wyoming.
So he goes on and on here. Pretty much, he sums it all up by saying they can basically go fuck themselves, right? Go F themselves. Which, I tend to agree with after what we saw in the markets today. So let's jump into it here. We'll talk a little bit about what caused the crash and where we're at now. So you can see our market cap still holding strong above $2 trillion. We are getting close, though. We're down almost 5% on the day as far as market cap goes. Bitcoin itself down almost 6% on the day, 5.9%. Ethereum, we saw hit all-time highs today at 2,600, I think a little over 2,600. Currently sitting at only up 0.1%. Binance Coin really taking a beating today, and when we get into the charts, I want to point out that it's starting to, in the initial crash we saw with Bitcoin, we saw some divergence with it, right? It didn't crash nearly as hard as the rest of the market did. Now we're starting to see it, the flip side of that, where Binance is now crashing harder than the rest of the market, which was kind of to be expected, especially with the rise of Ethereum right now. You've got to imagine there's all the people that flooded over to Binance for those cheaper fees are now flooding back to Ethereum now that they claim gas fees are cheaper, which, down to 91 Gwei, it is cheaper. That's still like $30-$40 as opposed to, the $1.50 on the Binance chain. XRP currently down 7%. Cardano down 5.3%. Doge currently down 14.5%. Polkadot down 6.3%. Uniswap down 2.5%. And Litecoin down 3.4% on the day. As you can see, pretty bloody across the board, except for Doge is still holding green over here for reasons I cannot explain, because I guess that's a 7 day. But yeah, for the most part, pretty bloody. Bitcoin Cash going green on the hour. VeChain going green on the hour. But for the most part, we are just a sea of red. Alright, let's jump into the headlines. I've got so much news for you today. Normally I try to stack our headlines in order of importance. Today I got so much news for you. It's just all headline news. So let's get into it. Turkish crypto exchange goes offline. CEO missing. This is really your big, I guess, FUD for the day, or was the big FUD for the day until Biden showed up talking about taxing everybody who trades. But yeah, the report by the government-controlled Anadolu agency comes a week after the country's central bank announced it was banning the use of crypto payments. Turkey, epicenter of all crypto FUD, I'm telling you. The CEO of Turkish crypto exchange Thodex, never heard of that, has gone missing at a time when users filed a complaint alleging hundreds of million words are hard right now. Bear with me. Millions of dollars have been stolen. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Mehmet 34 noticed Wednesday that Turkish cryptocurrency exchange Thodex was no longer accessible. An error message was flashing across his screen. Panicking, he tried to access Thodex's main website and found troubling message. Thodex had halted all transactions in order to evaluate an unspecified partnership offer. The process would take about 4 to 5 business days, it continued, adding that users would be regularly updated. Before shutting down transactions, Thodex was trading at more than $585 million in cryptocurrencies on its exchange. That's a lot of money. according to the data from CoinMarketCap. A spokesperson for the data site told CoinDesk the exchange stopped providing trading data around 1700 UTC. So yeah, not good. Not good at all. It's, what was that one? Oh, I can't think of that one back in 2017 that rug pulled everybody and just up and disappeared. Saw another story like this too of a Canada exchange yesterday. I can't remember if I put it in our headlines or not. But yeah, there was another exchange in Canada that went dark too, and their CEO just up and completely disappeared. Seems to be kind of a trend right now as the market seems to be approaching the top of this bull run. These exchanges are suddenly just up and disappearing. Pretty scary. Alright, next up. ETH price hits all-time high as analysts anticipate a supply drop. Analysts say Ether will become a deflationary asset after the impending EIP 1559 upgrade. Yes, it will. Ether rallied to a new lifetime high on Thursday on speculation of impending blockchain upgrade might result in a drop in supply. Well, duh, people. All you had to do was read the EIP 1559 that came out months ago, or gosh, probably a year ago at this point. So yeah, there it is. ETH prices hit all-time high as analysts anticipate a supply drop. Way to be late to the party there, fellas. Next up, UK bank NatWest denies report it will totally refuse crypto businesses to customers who deal in crypto. This follows as HSBC stated it would not be facilitating exposure to Coinbase or any other crypto-centric businesses. So yeah, I guess there were reports that NatWest was going to deny people access to crypto. Now they're coming out and saying that's not true. Morten Fries, head of the bank's risk committee, says the bank was following a cautious approach to crypto, according to the report by The Guardian Wednesday. NatWest has no appetite for dealing with customers whose businesses is backed by the exchange of crypto, Fries said, according to the report. However, a NatWest spokesperson said Thursday that the bank's business customers can accept crypto as a form of payment as long as some specific conditions are met. I wonder what those are. Despite many banking giants such as Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs warming up to crypto, UK's major players remain more skeptical. HSBC said last week it has no appetite for direct exposure to virtual currencies and limited appetite to facilitate products or securities that derive their value from virtual currencies. This was in response to questions about Coinbase's public listing debut. So yeah, another British European bank deciding they don't want to, join the 21st century. Next up, Grayscale added nearly $1 billion in crypto in 24 hours. The digital asset manager added large numbers of altcoins to its holdings, including Horizon and LivePeer. The company tweeted Wednesday that its total assets under management totaled $45.8 billion compared to the $44.9 billion the day before. Holy smokes. Yeah, a lot of money. This includes increases to Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust and Grayscale's Ethereum Trust of $283 million and $586.5 million, respectively. GBTC is currently trading at 13.88% discount of the price to Bitcoin, held within, according to Grayscale's data. Grayscale also added large numbers of altcoins, including 16.89% increase in Horizon and 13.25% increase in LivePeer. Grayscale is owned by Digital Currency Group, the parent of CoinDesk. Oh, interesting. Didn't know that. Good to know, though. So yeah, remember how we were talking about when this correction first began over the weekend? Institutions were going to be coming in, buying the dip. There's another one. ARK Investment Management increases Coinbase holdings to 1.5 million shares. 3 ARK funds also sold a combined 237,147 shares of NVIDIA, worth around $13.4 million. Ah, look at that. Kathy Wood dumping her NVIDIA for Coinbase. That's interesting. Get it, Kathy. Bitcoin bull Kathy Wood's firm purchased another 244,717 coin Wednesday, worth an estimated $76.3 million. Wow. And then, of course, coin got slammed today. It's down more than that. It was getting hammered there towards the close, but that was all on the Byton news. Next up, regulated Bitcoin and Ethereum funds have launched in Hong Kong. A city nation is among the handful of crypto-friendly regions in the Far East, and potential investors can reap the benefits. Breaking, China's largest exchange, Huobi, has obtained a Hong Kong cryptocurrency fund license, and it will launch Bitcoin, Ethereum, and multi-strategy funds on March 3rd. Similar to Grayscale, this move by Huobi may promote traditional Asian investors to the cryptocurrency field. You know, we talked about it yesterday. China starting to open up a little bit to cryptocurrencies and what that means for our space, all the new players we're going to have in here. So, looks like that ball's moving forward. Something to definitely keep in the back of your mind when these major corrections happen on a day like this, right? Here we go. Here's news that should have been headline news across the board. Bitcoin's hash rate set to regain loss as Xinjiang miners gradually resume operations. This was what we've been talking about now for days, is the reason why Bitcoin is down, why Bitcoin hasn't recovered, and why we talked about us being stuck in this kind of weird sideways price action for the next couple weeks until this difficulty level is upgraded, right? Or updated. And that's really what this article goes into. They talk about how it's on the path to they're getting there to firing up the miners again. Local Bitcoin mining farm operators said that some, but not all, of their facilities in parts of Xinjiang have resumed power starting from today. Real-time hash rate data from mining pools APIs analyzed the block on a daily basis shows the network's computing power has climbed over the past 24 hours. Good deal. So yeah, we might be on track to actually recover as far as the mining hash rate goes a little quicker than even what I anticipated. So that's good news for us, real good news. Next up, Binance, Tesla, and Coinbase stock tokens attract regulatory scrutiny. Yeah, not real surprised by this news. European regulators are examining whether tokens that track the performance of stocks such as Tesla and Coinbase comply with securities rules. Binance tokens that track Tesla and Coinbase stocks have caught the eye of European regulators. Regulators are keen to establish that Binance complied with securities rules before launching. European regulators are taking a look. Yeah. On and on they go. They can take a look, but at the end of the day, they can't stop Binance. All they can do is stop their own people from being able to buy Tesla and Coin, in which they probably already can't even buy them anyway, because the only places that you can buy these tokenized securities are in places where you're not allowed to buy Tesla or stocks, period, right? So the whole point to doing these tokenized stocks is to give the world access to businesses like Tesla, right? If you live in Africa, you can't buy shares of Tesla, but you can damn sure buy the Tesla coin on the Binance exchange. So, yeah, whatever, European regulators, do your worst. This is no different than trying to ban cryptocurrencies, right? There's only so much you can do. You can piss and moan all you want, but at the end of the day, good luck trying to regulate it. Next up, Robinhood names first chief operating officer for crypto division. Yes, Robinhood made our headlines. I'm sorry about that. Apologies in advance here. Christine Brown will head up the compliance and operations for the trading app's crypto wing. Christine Brown will oversee the trading app's crypto operations and compliance, according to the announcement Thursday shared exclusively with CoinDesk. She will perform this role alongside her existing position as Vice President of Product Operations. Robinhood has experienced a surge in crypto interest on its platform so far in 2021, with 9.5 million customers engaging in trades in Q1, up from 1.7 million in Q4. CEO Vlad I Screw My Customers Over Tenev stated in March that it was the company's intention to grow its crypto team hugely, in quotes. What an idiot. This year to meet this increase in demand and try and ensure the growth is sustainable. It's going to be really hard to keep that growth sustainable when you're the only one using the platform there, Vlad. It was revealed Wednesday that Tenev is an early investor in decentralized finance upstart Terra. Oh. I hold some Terra Luna. I gotta go sell all my Terra Luna now. Damn it. The Cosmos-based project raised $25 million in funding round led Galaxy Digital Coinbase Ventures in January. Cool. There's your Robinhood news. moving along. Deutsche Börse is back in the news. They say they will not delist Coinbase shares after data issue was resolved. Talked about this yesterday. This was kind of our headline news yesterday, that the Deutsche Börse was going to delist Coinbase, and apparently now they're not going to delist Coinbase. I wonder what the news will be tomorrow. The exchange reversed course after the crypto exchange provided missing LEI code. Again, we couldn't just shoot them an email, hey guys, you're missing the LEI code. Anyway, German bank had planned to delist the shares by the end of Friday due to missing reference data, according to Reuters report. The issue has now been resolved after Coinbase was able to provide the exchange with an LEI code. Coinbase confirmed an administrative error, in quotes, was made that meant the firm had to resubmit certain documentation. It reassured the public that there have been no interruptions to trading its stock. Coinbase reached out to the Deutsche Börse for additional comment, but did not receive response by press time. So yeah, the Deutsche Börse is not delisting coin. Cool. Next up, Morgan Stanley Bitcoin Fund draws $29.4 million in 2 weeks. Wow. Morgan Stanley's new Bitcoin product is already one of the largest funds of its kind by investor count. So yeah, that sounds like it's really paying off for them. Hopefully other banks see these numbers and follow suit and stop being so uptight about the whole thing. JP Morgan. Bitcoin dominance sinks to below 50% for the first time since 2018. This is something we've been watching on our charts every day, right? Keeping a close eye on that Bitcoin dominance. And we actually reported on it yesterday during our show that Bitcoin was already sitting at 48.8% dominance at that point. I can't remember where it was at now. Did we look at that? Yeah, still sitting at 48.1. So, yep, still falling. Crap, I lost where we were. This it? Yep. So yeah, hopefully, other banks will follow suit here. Oh, there's our dominance. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance below 50%, which we talked about. That just means it's alt season, baby. Strap yourself in. Next up, Korean minister says all 200 crypto exchanges in the country face a risk of closing down. The statement comes on the back of increased calls for crypto regulation in the country. That's probably not good for us. I'm surprised this didn't crash the market in itself. On a normal day, this type of headline would have completely crashed our market. I don't know how this got past people. It's just, for one, as you can see, we've got so much news today, it's easy for stuff like this to get lost in the pile, which is, that's a good thing, right, for us, as far as this getting out. And, who knows? This is probably just them saber rattling. Claimed all crypto exchanges in Korea can be shut down in September. Can be shut down. What is wrong with these people? Seriously. Oh, crap. Get rid of that. There we go. Around 200 crypto exchanges in South Korea should register to operate, but none of them has completed the process yet. Okay, so they just want them to register of some sort. Yay, alright. Big deal. Why is our headline... Okay, moving along. That's enough FUD for that day, or today. Bitcoin recovers from panic zone as funding rates reset. Bitcoin's funding rate turned negative over the weekend, which typically precedes price recoveries. Yeah, something tells me we're probably right back down in this range right now. Which, this is where we want to be. Realistically, at the end of the day, the RSI on Bitcoin right now, we're so oversold on the weekly. Yeah, your technicals right now are just screaming by. I know after, the past few hours of the market correcting here, it still doesn't feel like it. But I'm going to show you something that'll give you hope when we get into the charts here. Prior to the BTC sell-off, the Bitcoin funding rate had been very high throughout April, peaking on April 10th above 0.16% per 8 hours. Once the 60,000 support was broken, a massive sell-off occurred, leading to a cascade of liquidations over leveraged longs. Yeah, it did. The funding rates have declined far into negative territory, with the average funding rates reaching 0.045%. Arcane noted the previous episodes of negative funding rates have usually been good entry points for long positions, but cautioned that it makes sense to be extra cautious, at least when it comes to leveraged plays. No shit. There's your Duh news. Oh, we got more Kathy Wood news. What else is she doing? ARK Investment makes its case for a greener Bitcoin. Bitcoin and renewable energies have a mutually beneficial partnership, says ARK Invest. Our key takeaways here. Renewable energy sources often suffer from excess energy production at certain times. Yeah, think of like flaring. This extra energy could be used to mine cryptocurrencies and create a profit. Sure could. This would generate extra revenue and drive investment to renewable energy resources. Agreed with that too. So yeah. Talked about this. Well, I guess we didn't talk about this, but this has kind of been some of the main argument to all the naysayers out there that'll say, oh, Bitcoin's bad for the environment. You know, whatever, people. Go hug a tree. Citibank analyst says Bitcoin could lose out to other digital currencies. Thought this was FUD originally, but let's dig in. An analyst at Citi explains why Bitcoin may get outpaced by other digital currencies in the long run. I mean, we kind of already thought that. Bitcoin could see its dominance decline over the next decade, according to Citi. An analyst at the investment bank argues that Bitcoin's value will be affected by the usefulness of other cryptocurrencies. I agree. I mean, just think about all the things you can do with Ethereum, with ETH, and on the ETH network. So yeah, and there's tons of other new coins coming out every day that seem to have some little special thing that they do, right? Something cool that they offer holders in one way, shape, or form. So I could definitely see Bitcoin kind of losing ground. However, I do think that Bitcoin will remain the gold 2.0, right? The digital gold. So with that said, I think it'll always have a place. Despite price drop, Bitcoin's fundamental narrative has not changed, says Stack Fund. BTC drawdowns have occurred every month since the start of this year, but most ended with sharp recoveries, achieving newer highs in the following month. Little chart here showing all our big drawdowns. We go into this article, but really the point is that every time Bitcoin has these 20% pullbacks, which is exactly what we just saw, we recover. You know, it's a normal thing that Bitcoin does. And it's hard for people who are new to this space to stomach these 20% volatile swings, right? So, if you're new to the space and you're listening to my voice right now, for one, I'm sorry. Two, just know this volatility is normal. There's nothing to be afraid of. Chinese crypto miners face unstable regulatory environment. Tightening regulations have unnerved some crypto miners in China. I bet. The three largest Chinese Bitcoin mining hubs are facing serious headwinds from regulators. This could put a big dent in hash rate production, which is the computing power to mine Bitcoin. Hash rate from China contributes over 65% of the world's total hash rate. That's a sickening number. Good Lord, the U.S. has to get on board with cryptocurrencies. We are just getting slaughtered here. Yes, the Chinese, they're talking about cracking down on Bitcoin miners in China, probably so that they can open up, their own federal Bitcoin mining facilities. Just my thought. Curious what your thoughts are. Let me know. Oh, hey, we got some chat here. Sorry, man, I'm just focused on the news. What do you think is going on after this dip? Well, we'll get into it whenever we jump into the charts here. We just discussed, like I said, these drawdowns in Bitcoin, these 20% pullbacks, these are normal. So I am not worried at all. And my thoughts on HBAR, actually, I'm very, very bullish on HBAR. And old George, I don't know if you follow George on YouTube. What is it, Cryptos R Us? Check him out. He just did an interview with the HBAR CEO. So I'm pretty bullish on Hedera. And the chart itself, the technicals are strong. So yeah, could not be pounding the table anymore in HBAR. I think they've got a bright future ahead of them. I think they're going to end up kind of being like the graph, right? Where they're going to kind of just integrate into our ecosystem and just going to end up being one of those projects that everybody relies on, but nobody really talks about, if that makes sense. I think I mentioned yesterday, it's not in relation to the graph, we were talking about how it's not the sexiest of cryptos out there, right? Everybody uses the graph. We have to have the graph in our ecosystem, but it's just not the sexiest of coins, right? Okay, next up, DAOs are now officially recognized as the new type of LLC in Wyoming. This is huge. The state of Wyoming has recognized decentralized autonomous organizations as a new type of limited liability company. I'll be damned. Wyoming, the state bill is set to come in force from July 1st. Very cool. So they're just recognizing DAOs now as a new type of LLC. C-Dub, if you're listening to me, there you go, man. Turn your LLC into a DAO. Make your own token. That's $1 million idea, buddy. No charge for that. Next up, we gotta keep plugging along here. We're gonna be here all night. Bitcoin peer-to-peer trading up 27% in Nigeria since the crypto ban. We reported on Nigeria banning crypto and what we thought that was gonna mean, for cryptocurrency in the area. And what we said at the time was it's definitely gonna go up because every time any nation has banned cryptocurrencies, what's happened? That the trading has gone up. Every time. People will find a way to trade their cryptos, whether your government bans it or not. So, pretty futile attempt, I guess, by the Nigerian government. P2P trading volumes are surging in Nigeria 3 months after a ban of financial institutions trading with crypto companies. Analysts point to a worsening economic conditions and the necessity of alternatives to the traditional finance system. So yeah, that's what's going on. They printed so much money that their economy is collapsing, and their people are now turning to alternate forms of currency, and now the Nigerian government's pissed about it. They're trying to keep people from, using other currencies besides the one that they have pretty much lit on fire and thrown in the trash. Moving along. DJ Steve Aoki, never heard of that guy, to launch a sci-fi NFT on the Nifty Gateway. The EDM musician is doubling down on an NFT drop from March. Can he fetch another $4.25 million in late April? That guy looks familiar. I don't know a lot about him though. If you know about this guy and he's a big deal, let me know your thoughts. I always like to throw a little bit of NFT news, a little creativity news in here because I am a graphics guy at heart. DJ Steve Aoki rejects claims that the non-fungible tokens are in a bubble. The way I feel about it, NFTs are here to stay, Aoki told CoinDesk. It's not going anywhere. I agree with that. I think NFTs are just an amazing thing for artists, but I think we've only hit the tip of the iceberg on what, exactly what the use case for NFTs could be. We had news yesterday that IBM is using NFTs for basically storing patents, right? Putting patents on the blockchain. So, that was kind of the first thing I thought too when I first learned about NFTs was just a simple use case for NFTs is copyright. If you're a photographer, if you're a digital artist and you're posting things online, one thing we've always had to struggle with in this field is people stealing our shit. And now people can still steal our shit, but now we can put a copyright on the blockchain and we would have some sort of legal precedent, right? Where we could theoretically take our case, if somebody takes my artwork, for example, if you take my CryptoPunk, we could theoretically go to court and I could say, hey, this guy or gal stole my CryptoPunk and here's the proof right here on the blockchain of when it was made or when I bought it or whatever, right? So you've got sort of a legal documentation. So that's just my thoughts on NFTs. I won't bore you with that. Moving along. Celsius in the news for all you Cell token holders. Fire blocks Celsius-backed zero-knowledge credit scoring for institutional crypto traders. We knew this was coming. This is something that's been talked about quite a bit in DeFi right now, is a whole zero-knowledge credit scoring system where you're basically getting a credit score on the blockchain, right? And this credit score could allow you to take out maybe larger collateralized loans. Maybe that's not the right way to put it. Maybe just not so collateralized loans. Any loan that you get against your crypto right now has to be a highly, highly collateralized loan. So maybe having a higher crypto zero-knowledge credit score, right, maybe that will translate into maybe being able to get more loans. So good news, right? This is something I know that's been in the works for a while. And it has to just mean good news for Celsius as well. I can't say enough good about Celsius. I mean, it really is like having a Swiss bank in your pocket. They are not a funder of this channel. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. It is just a product that I use on a daily basis and really, really enjoy. And trust, for that matter. Their CEO, bit of a badass. Next up, for all you Filecoin holders out there, Filecoin price could double in the next 12 to 18 months, says Wedbush. Dan Ives of Wedbush Securities says Filecoin storage network is the most promising innovation coming out of the crypto industry. It's promising as hell. I agree with that. I wouldn't say that that is the most promising project coming out of the crypto industry. But definitely, I couldn't agree more. I think the UK use case, what are they, IFPSs? Yeah, it's going to be huge. Filecoin storage. I think Filecoin being the first arriver. Liam Mulligan says he loves HBAR for token NFT solutions too. Yeah, I agree with that. Thanks for the chat, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out, going over all this news I got for you today. One analyst sees it as the most promising innovation in crypto because of its potential use cases for huge tech giants. Yep. Ooh, what's he going to say? Managing Director at Equity Research from Wedbush Securities is known for covering big tech stocks like Apple, Tesla, and Microsoft. But in a note last week on the day before Coinbase direct listing, Ives tossed out the comment at the end, "We believe there are a number of business models attacking this new market opportunity, with privately held Filecoin one of those more impressive strategies we have seen in this market." Good for them on digging deeper into crypto, right? Not just being blinded by Bitcoin and Ethereum, actually getting into the use cases of some of these coins out there and what they're doing, and showing that some of these coins are more than just money grabs, right? BitGo will custody crypto for U.S. Marshals Service in $4.5 million deal. This is one I threw in here because, my God, this headline really jumped out at me. Who owns BitGo? I think we got news, what was it, Morgan Stanley or JP Morgan? One of our giant banks here has bought BitGo. So one of these giant institutions now basically owns BitGo, right? And now they've partnered with the U.S. Marshals Service. The custodian will manage potentially tens of millions of dollars in seized cryptocurrencies, according to documents published Wednesday. Why does that frighten me? Well, think about it. U.S. Marshals apparently are now going to go out and seize crypto. What kind of crypto are they going to be seizing? My guess is going to be the dirty crypto, right? The crypto that... one, that maybe we're not supposed to be buying here in the United States, or maybe Bitcoin or crypto that was used in maybe some illegal activity that they were able to track on the blockchain, which I know is something that regulators are really, really looking into. Yeah, kind of a scary thought, right? So if you've got the U.S. Marshals coming to take your crypto away from you, and then they're turning around and giving it to BitGo that's owned by one of our large institutional banks, I don't know. I might have to go get my tinfoil hat here, guys. The conspiracy wheels are turning. Is all I'm trying to say. I generally try to, when I'm delivering the news to you guys, I generally try to stay unbiased, right? I will, of course, I like to throw my opinion in because I'm an opinionated fellow, but yeah, this just has bad news written all over it, I think. Curious to know what your thoughts are, though. I mean, if you think it's a good thing that the U.S. Marshals are now partnering with hey, COOK is in the house. Welcome, buddy. Glad to have you. If you think that BitGo partnering with the U.S. Marshals Service in a $4.5 million deal is a good thing for crypto, let me know. Let me know. All right. Oop, that's not what we're looking for. All right, time for the charts. Let's get into the sticks. Let me close out some of these tabs here. I think I literally had like 40 tabs open here. Sorry, let me actually do this. Click, 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 click. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. Normally I had the chart open on a whole nother tab, so we don't have to go through this. But computer's been struggling a little bit the past few days. I don't have a... need to upgrade like our buddy COOK did. He got himself a brand new rig ordered. What'd you spend on that, bud? Like $700, $800 on that bad boy? I'm so jealous. So jealous. Maybe we could do like a dual stream where you're my processing power and I'm the voice. That would be awesome. Alright, let's jump into what do we got. You know where we're going to start? Let's actually start with Bitcoin dominance because that's really, really important right now, right? This is the daily chart. Let's jump over to the weekly chart on the dominance. See just where we're at. Now you can see this level we've been watching right here. Paying close attention to it. We continue to fall. Continue to come down. We are below 50% now, so I continue to pound the table. It is alt season, baby. Alt season. All right, look at this. This is Bitcoin. Let's go to our 4-hour chart. Let's see. What's C-Dub saying here? 7 and change coming in on wins. Oh, yeah, the computer. Yep. You let me know when that bad boy gets here. I will be over in a heartbeat to check that bad boy out. I cannot put into words how jealous I am. All right, so you can see now. Looking at the 4-hour chart here on Bitcoin, we broke an important level. But if we tighten up here, you can see, yeah, we fell through our floor that we'd put in, that we were really respecting right up until we didn't. But the good news is that it's only a wick, right? We don't have the volume actually trading down right now. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead. This probably won't age well, but I'm going to go ahead and say that Bitcoin is respecting the support, right? Respecting the floor that we put in. Which is good, because what we really need right now is for Bitcoin to just continue chopping sideways, right? Until the miners get their hash rate thing figured out. And we can just continue with our alt season run, but what happened today, right? We were on the verge. Here, let's jump over to Ethereum because it really tells the story of what we saw today. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Look at that candle, boys. Look at that candle. So what happened today, right? ETH just went on an absolute tear today, man. We went to all-time highs. We topped out right at 2650. Really, really beautiful run. And then right around, I guess 11 by my clock here. That doesn't sound right because I feel like it was just a few hours ago. But we had the news come out that there's going to be some capital gains taxes coming our way? Question mark. Which then just caused the markets to sell off. And it wasn't just crypto, right? It was, here, let's go ahead and bring this one up. Because you can't, at the end of the day, you really can't look at crypto without look, we don't want that. We want, helps if I'm not on crypto. Yeah, there we go. You can't look at crypto without looking at the S&P, right? We got to look at the SPY. Now let's take a gander at that. You can see, get into the 5-minute here. You can see on your S&P 500 just what happened right here. Right around noon, we had the news come, and yeah, C-Dub. Everything I dumped a month ago is boomer market bled out. Yeah, it did. You can thank our fearless leader for that, unfortunately. He picked a hell of a day to come out and just kill the stock market and the crypto market all at once. With one fell swoop, 30 minutes, the market's completely corrected. And you can see it right here on the S&P. It came down, but much like Bitcoin, we found a floor. We balanced, and we're consolidating in this area. So let's get back up here to ETH. And ETH, same thing, right? We're here on the 5-minute chart. ETH sold off from its all-time high, 2650. We came all the way down to 2300. We caught a good bounce, and now we're kind of moving sideways, right? Just moving sideways here. So, not worried. It was encouraging to see Bitcoin respect the floor, right? The fact that we've wicked back up above our floor, very good thing for us. All right. Liam, what you got for me, bud? Regulation to protect investors from dodgy exchange practices won't hurt Gary Gensler's, and so nothing will happen. However, money needs to be free, anonymous, and ledger transparent. CBDC coming. You're right. Couldn't agree more, man. Well said. Well said. Poor C-Dub and his tendies. He's hurting over there. You guys got to know one thing about my buddy C-Dub here. He's still in that boomer market. I cannot get him over to the crypto market with us, so he's hurting, man. You know, one thing I did want to point out, C-Dub, is when we were looking at the SPY, here, let's jump back to it. When we're looking at the SPY, you'll notice the SPY crashed. S&P went down hard, right? And didn't recover. Yeah, we got a bit of a wimpy bounce here, but you come over to Bitcoin or Ethereum, and you look at the recovery that we got. I mean, it was we're looking at a nice little V-shaped recovery here. Granted, all right, Bitcoin's not the best example. Kind of a wimpy recovery too, but I mean, yeah, we saw a very sharp, the buyers came in with crypto, right? And that's always really been my thesis with the crypto market, that if we do have a major correction in the stock market, Bitcoin and the entire crypto market is definitely going down too. The difference that I've always held, though, is that I firmly believe the crypto market, unlike the stock market, will recover much, much faster. And we've seen it time and time again, right? Where we have these huge 20% drawdowns just to be immediately bought back up again. Where if you got stopped out, you're sitting there going, what the hell just happened? All right, let's keep trucking along here. Keep trucking along. I've kept you guys forever. Adam, I was really pounding the table the other day on Adam. Kind of regret that, just simply because I thought we'd get a good momentum play out of it, because you had so many YouTubers releasing videos talking about Adam being just a great project. And it is. I 100% agree. I love Adam. I do. It just, I don't know what it is about Adam. It can't ever seem to get the momentum that it needs to really get going here. Liam Mulligan says, we just don't know what it means yet. Regs will take years. CBDC not far away. Again, I agree. Yeah. Central bank currencies or stable coins are definitely coming. Definitely coming. Couldn't agree more. And, the fact is, Liam, that once these stable coins do start coming out, once these governments do start releasing their own stable coins, there's a real fear there that they may actually begin targeting, other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, for example. Because once they have their own stable coins, they might get a little pissy about other digital currencies, taking their thunder away. Binance Coin, we talked about this at the top of the show. When we had our initial correction, BNB was outperforming the entire dip, right? It did not dip nearly as hard as what we saw with Bitcoin. Now, on the other hand, though, we're starting to see a little bit, kind of changing a little bit, right? Binance is now beginning to be a little weaker relative to Bitcoin. We're not recovering as well as Ethereum did. But again, that's kind of to be expected simply because Ethereum went on such a tear today that you've got to imagine that a lot of money flooded out of Binance and right back into Ethereum as people were trying to chase that momentum, and Binance just kind of bled out a little bit. Nothing's changed fundamentally. A little bit's changed technically, but you go over here to the 4-hour chart, and even then, not so much, because what did Binance do? What did BNB do? We respected our floor. Where we've got all this accumulation that we marked the other day. We respected it, and we got a strong bounce. Look at that wick. Look at that wick. That is a bullish candle if I ever saw one. Let's keep trucking along here. Trucking. XRP. Still kind of in this little area. It really looked like XRP was going to go for a breakout today. But its timing couldn't have been worse, because it looked like it was going to break out right as our news came out about capital gains taxes, and that just stole its thunder. XRP back down. Engine. What's Engine doing? You guys know I love Engine. What a great NFT play. If you're into video games and you're into NFTs, then Engine's a no-brainer for you. You can see, look at this. Engine is down here really just kicking along our 8-week moving average. That's our yellow moving average I added today is the 8-week. Liam Mulligan says he agrees. Love this guy. So social, man. Thanks for interacting with me. I feel like I'm not alone. Usually I feel like I'm talking to myself, so thank you so much. You can see Engine just really respecting our 8-week moving average here, so that is good to see. We did fall below it a little bit, but again, I would not read too much into this simply because we know what dropped the market today, right? It was just the realization of, oh shit, we're going to have to pay capital gains taxes. So I fully expect us to recover, and as you can see with our massive wicks, we are beginning to recover nicely. Just hope it holds. My best advice if you are trading this market, tight stop losses. All right, look at Doge. Doge's back down here around that 25 range, though, still holding. And one thing that I think has to be pointed out, again, like we pointed out a couple times now, is that Doge is not correcting with the rest of the market. Every time the rest of the market collapses, Doge holds strong. I think right here we might have seen, this candle right here must have been where we saw a bit of a correction today, or maybe not. Maybe it did just hold. Pretty incredible to watch. I mean, if you're still hanging on to Doge at this point, God bless you. You are just a diamond-handed smooth brain like I've never seen before. And I respect the hell out of you. Basic attention tokens. You guys know I love our basic attention token. That is the most used token of the entire crypto ecosystem. Hell, I am using the Brave browser right now. If you don't have the Brave browser, I suggest you go out and download the Brave browser yesterday. It is fantastic, and they won't be stealing all your information like Google does, or sharing your information, or selling it. Whatever the hell Google does with your information, it's not good. So you can see, BAT, we did break lower. We did put in a lower low, but again, it's just a wick, so I'm not too concerned. I'm going to go ahead and call this a double bottom right here, and just going to go ahead and assume that BAT's going to continue to consolidate in this area. We probably won't see movement out of BATs until we see the hash rate on Bitcoin get fixed, right? Until they resolve that issue and we start getting, more upward momentum in the market. That's just my thought on it. Decentraland, Mana, holding strong. Again, Mana did the same thing that we saw over the weekend, where we had this massive correction, and Mana does not seem to be affected. You can see we did drop a little bit, but as far as, relative speaking to what we've been doing with Mana, there was nothing. Nothing. We dropped from $1.38 back down to $1.20, $1.18, something like that. So, Mana holding strong. If you're a trader, I would suggest if you get in on one of these dips or one of these, just draw your trend line. Here, I'll draw your trend line for you. Bloop, bloop. When Mana comes back down to touch this trend line at any point in time, I would strongly suggest being a buyer. That's not financial advice. That's just what I'm doing. This is a hell of a project, guys. I cannot say enough about Mana. Great project. For the longest time, I was saying if you can ever get Mana below $1, you need to buy as much of it as you can. I'm no longer convinced that you're ever going to get Mana below $1. Alright, Cardano, our stable coin. What's it doing? Just moving along this price channel. You can see, look, we came back up here. We did make all-time highs, right? But we got rejected. The sellers came in. We got knocked back down. And now Cardano is our stable coin again. Next up, Chainlink. For all you Link Marines out there, Chainlink has just been on a tear. Look at this. Ooh, let's get in and see if it followed our pattern. See if it followed the pattern which we scribbled in here the other day. We're getting close. We're getting close. Look, it's still in here consolidating just like we thought it would. And we said when we got over here to the 21st, we were going to really take off. So today is the 22nd. We haven't taken off yet. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong date. The 23rd, my bad. So we'll see. Keep an eye on Chainlink. Definitely don't sleep on it. I think I truly do think we're on the verge of seeing one extreme face-melting move out of Chainlink, especially with all the bullishness we have around the Ethereum network right now and other main blockchains, right? Your top 10 blockchains out there. The fact that, Chainlink, these other blockchains basically don't exist without Chainlink, right? So I'm very bullish on Chainlink. Last but not least, we've got SparkPoint here. Why do we hold SparkPoint? Because we wanted to make a trade and show you guys how to not trade. Because how did I do this? Oh, we came in, we bought the top. Our position's way the hell back here. We own SparkPoint right around this 0.022 range. And go back and watch some of my other videos. You'll talk about why I'm so bullish on SparkPoint. However, this chart, not bullish at all. This is actually the most bearish chart, I think, of all of the charts we have here. So yeah, just continuing to come down. Looks like we came down, we bounced right off the trend line that we put in place and just continuing to bleed out. So hopefully we see this turnaround here pretty quickly for SparkPoint. They're a great project, great team. Highly recommend you look them up. They're doing great things on the Binance chain. It's a gaming play, right? They're into video games, and they've got their own decks and stuff coming out. So of course, who doesn't have their own decks coming out right now? Check them out, though. If you're interested in a very low cap, possibly low cap gem, don't sleep on SparkPoint, especially with all the attention the Binance chain is getting right now. SparkPoint, definitely a good project. Alright guys, is there any other charts you want me to pull up here? Anything you guys are interested in? If not, I will let you guys go. We've been on here now for almost an hour. So generally I like to go only about 40 minutes, but gosh, we just had such a crazy news day today that getting through those headlines took a minute. Alright, what's C-Dub saying? How and why does Doge hold? Smoothest brains ever. Couldn't agree more, buddy. Couldn't agree more. It makes no sense. The entire market corrected today, and Doge just held put, right? But we saw the same thing over the weekend. When we saw our huge drawdown over the weekend, Doge did nothing. It stood there and said, hey, I'm good. I'm good right here. So I don't know, man. I do not have a good answer for you other than the fact that they are the smoothest of all the brains that we know. Thanks, C-Dub. I appreciate you. All right, guys, if there's nothing else, no more charts you guys want to look at, I'll let you all get off of here. I can't thank you enough for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it, guys. And we'll be going live again tomorrow around this time. I usually try to go around 4 o'clock or so. Unless, of course, we have breaking news throughout the day, and then I'll try to jump on here and keep you guys updated on what's going on. All right, guys, thank you so much. And until next time, we will see you later.